Hey y'all, okay, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So this is gonna be a story time voiceover while I do my hair. My hair desperately needs to be detangled. So I'm finna to detangle and pre-poo my hair. Look at that. Look at that. That is moving as one. Okay, yeah, and let me tell y'all what I'm gonna be using. Okay, so I'm going to be using the African Pride Moisture Miracle Aloe and Coconut Water Detangling and Condition Pre-Shampoo. Can y'all see it? Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. It's been used, raved about on plenty of natural hair channels. This isn't a natural hair channel, you guys. So don't get it twisted. Don't get your hopes up. Okay. Don't be looking at my hair and being like, oh my gosh, we need a wash day. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not interested. You seen one natural hair channel, you really seen them all. And then I'm going to be using, I'm looking at this like the actual product is in the bottle. This is water. So let's get into it. Do my hair, you can do it.
Okay, so y'all, this is gonna be the story about the time that I was followed by a man. No, sorry, a bum. Okay, a bum one night when I was getting off of work, and he was trying to potentially make me the next victim of his bumminess. Okay, and this story is just about how he had, the bumnacity to try to make me the next victim of his bumminess, basically. Okay, so we just gonna get right into it. So one night I was working the late shift as a server, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever been servers or you're familiar with the way some restaurants do things, or if your restaurant does this, but the restaurant where I worked, we used to close with only like 2 people at the end of the night. So the closer that it came to the end of the night, they would get rid of most of the servers, and just save like a couple of the servers just to take care of the people who are coming in at the last minute at the end of the night or whatever. And the person that I was working with, she was just plain and simple not a good employee. Like, she was kind of ditzy. She just would disappear, and I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm being honest, I'm trying to be mean, but I do think she was probably on a little something, a little something more than we. But anyway, that means that she was like disappearing at random and stuff like that when it was time to like start the closing shift duties, which is, wiping down the tables, flipping certain tables over into certain sections and stuff like that. So anyway, with that being said, I, kept an eye on my table, made sure, my table was good to go, that they had their ticket or whatever, so I can start flipping the tables in my section and cleaning up my section and going ahead and getting clean. So now I mentioned that this girl was a horrible employee for a reason, because what ended up happening was I did clock out way before she was even able to clock out, because she still had some end of the shift duties that she needed to take care of, which did lead to me walking out to my car by myself, which you shouldn't do. And I shouldn't have did it, but I was just ready to go home. Like, I was just really tired. So anyway, she had her table, and her table was just sitting there. Okay, her table, I'm pretty sure, couldn't leave because they were waiting to pay and stuff like that. And so I'm just cleaning up around them, sweeping and stuff like that. And so at this table were 2 guys. All right, and first of all, what was weird to me was these were 2 grown men who were dressed exactly the same. Now, I may sound like an old suburban white woman here, but I don't know, they was giving me gang member vibes. They was both dressed in all red, to the point where it was clashing. I'm talking about red shirt, red vest on over the red shirt, red pants, and red shoes. Both of them red down. Okay, red down to the socks. So I'm thinking they might have a little gang affiliation going on here, but I'm not sure. But I was just like, I just didn't like it. It was just weird to see 2 grown men dressed exactly the same. I didn't like it. Anyway, so I'm sweeping around their table because, like I said, it's only 2 of us. So my section does kind of flow right into her section, as opposed to if there was multiple servers. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a little length check. Okay, let me give y'all a little length check. Yes, I'm in my pajamas. I'm at the house, which y'all expect. Because I already knew. I'm just only doing a length check because I know when folks watching other people. Well, I know when I'm watching other people do their hair, I'll be like, okay, let me see that length, girl. Let me see the length. And I wasn't going to tease y'all like that. Okay? Even though it's not about length, it's about health. I'm not going to even tease y'all like that. So I'm sweeping around. They're sitting there. And so I'm going to call one guy skinny dude and the other guy big dude. So skinny dude was the one who was really trying to do the hitting on. He was doing most of the hitting on me. He was the bum with the bum nasty, and the big guy was more of the sidekick. Okay, he was the more of the partner in crime. So anyway, so I'm sweeping. Like I said, I'm tired. Mind you, around this time, I started wearing a fake engagement ring, just because I thought that would, deter some men, from trying to, holla. But that night was the night that I learned something, and I no longer am naive enough to think that every man, I'm not going to say most men, but that, men in general respect the fact that you're possibly taken. In fact, that wasn't even just the only night. I really ran into that problem, that situation over and over again, where no matter where I wore my ring out at, men would still basically try to hit on me and say, well, I'm just trying to be a friend, and nah, I ain't trying to date you. Go. I'm like, wow, men are really out here mad disrespectful towards other men. Like, even though my man was imaginary, it's the principle. It's principalities in this thing, Smokey. Anyway, and one of the guys, small skinny bum, he was just like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, I'm good. I'm short, frank, keeping it short. I ain't really trying to, draw nothing out. Like, hey, how you doing? You gotta make sure they know that you don't want nothing to do with them or whatever. You're not paying no attention to them. It ain't that type of time. But that don't work either. But still, I'm still minding my, trying to just get done and get home. And he was just like, so you like working here? And I was just like, I mean, it's a job. He was like, shoot, I can take you off this job. And I was like, no, I'm good. He was like, why? You must got a man. And I was just like, yeah. He was like, where he at? I was like, at the house. He was like, He was like, well, shoot, you should give me your number. I was like, wow, how did we jump from I have a man to I should give you my number? This is crazy. Now, let me tell you what Big Dude was doing. Big Dude was over there watching, and he saw how he saw how dry I was being. He was just like, man, why you being all dry like that? Like, why you talking to my mans like that? He's just trying to get to know you. You just don't know who you talking to. See, my boy over here, he can take you away from all this. He can make it to where you ain't never got to work again. And I'm looking at Big Boy, partner in crime, like, sir, I just said I have a man and I have a ring on. Like, I'm not even understanding. I'm not understanding what y'all aren't understanding at this moment. So anyway, I get done sweeping in that area and I just walk off. So get done cleaning, doing my portion of, the work for the night. Homegirl, she finally come from wherever she came from. Like I said, I really think she was doing some drugs. Okay, I think she was on the she was on the high horse. So anyway, so I count my money out, I count my tips out, I go to the back office, give the restaurant they cut and stuff like that. I pack up and I'm getting ready to go. Mind you, Shorty, that's the bad employee. She is just now starting on her cleanup duties and stuff like that. So she wasn't getting out no time soon, honestly. And I was like, I don't have the time for it. So I'm up at the front and I'm putting on my jacket and I'm getting my bag and stuff ready. Got me some food that I'm gonna take home, just getting ready or whatever the case may be. And so the two dudes, they walk up to me and they start asking me again, for my number and stuff like that. And so little guy, he was just like, so you ain't gonna give me your number? I was like, nah, He was like, dang, you got an Instagram? Nah, He was like, what about Snapchat? I was like, nah, And let me tell you something. I don't understand why when you tell a guy you ain't gonna give them your number, they automatically jump to social media. I don't really want any connections with you. And if you think that it's just that I don't want to give you my number because it's a little bit more personal, it's a little bit more of a direct line, here's my thing too. If I tell you I'm not going to give you my Instagram information, don't ask for Snapchat, don't ask for Facebook, don't ask for Twitter, don't ask for anything else. Obviously, I'm not trying to talk to you. For men who get mad that they're being rejected, some of y'all is like little aggravated situations of rejection that frustrates y'all and kind of burns a hole into your soul. For women, some of y'all either can't read social cues or y'all refuse to, and that's a conversation. There is a conversation that y'all need to have with each other, man to man, because I can't tell y'all how many men have tried to talk to me and I've been dry. I've thanked them for the compliment. I've told them no, I don't really want to give them my number. I don't feel comfortable giving my number. And 5 minutes later, he's still trying to get some type of information out of me. At that point, it's on you. It's really you. You're a creep, you're a freak, you're a weirdo. I don't know who needed to hear that, but you're a freak, you're a creep, you're a weirdo. If a woman turns you down, if a woman has turned you down more than 2 times, you're a freak, you're a creep, you're a weirdo. And that's just the point. That's just the fact of the matter. Nobody else wants to say it. I said it. Ladies, you're welcome. So anyway, so he's going in circles. So big boy, big friend, partner in crime he's getting flustered. Okay, he is getting flustered. So he says, man, look, you need to like kill the attitude. You need to kill out the attitude because you acting real stressed and pressed right now towards my boy. And I'm looking at him, I'm just like, but why does it matter? Like, for real, like, tell me, why does it matter? So anyway, I'm just like, listen, I'm like, listen, I'm trying to go home. I'm just tired. I'm not really up for this, you know. And he was just like, okay. Big boy was just like, okay, you tired, you frustrated, but I'm telling you, my boy over here trying to tell you he can take you away from this, and you over here, you ain't even paying him no mind, no attention and stuff like that. He said you acting real shady right now. Well, he didn't say shady, but he was just really making me out to be the quote unquote angry, attitudinal, unapproachable. I don't think none of the words I used were probably necessarily real words, but just bear with me, okay? He just made me seem like the stereotypical unapproachable, mean black woman. I didn't like that because it really didn't have to get to this point where I'm just being dry and basically telling him I want nothing to do with it. It didn't really have to get to that point, but that's what he was turning into. So I'm just like, listen, I'm tired. I'm just ready to go. Blah, 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 blah. And so this is where it's starting to get, you know, strange. Now, I will say, I was trying to slow down on, you know, get my stuff together to walk out to the car because I was kind of hoping that old girl was going to like speed up, but I knew realistically she wasn't going to be done anytime soon. But I was like, I really can't wait because I'm tired. Mind you, I was in school at this time, and so I mean, I got class in the morning. I probably had homework to do. I was just really ready to go, and so I'm explaining that to them. You know, I'm just like, no, I don't really, you know, want to give you my information, my Instagram, none of that. I'm just ready to go. I'm tired. I'm just not interested. The big guy he's still, you know, hassling me, still nagging me, telling me that my attitude is bad and I don't need to be doing his homeboy like that. And he was just like, don't be doing my cuz like that. Don't be doing my cuz like that. He's just trying to show you some things and stuff. So I started finally walking towards the door. And this, ladies, never do this. If you already have not one but 2 men harassing you, don't walk out the door and into the night. And they're already getting frustrated with you, because this really could have easily went left, way left. And it's really only a blessing, a goodness of God's grace that it didn't. So anyway, so I'm walking towards my car. Mind you, the truck was also big and red. So y'all really tell me what was going on. Okay. I'm like, oh, because I'm like, the In-N-Out still got a big red truck with extra dark tint. I don't know about it, sis. But I'm just like, things looking a little suspicious right now. They're looking a little suspicious, okay?
That's weird.
Looking a little suspicious. So as I'm walking out to the door, big boy just like, well, at least let my homeboy walk you to the car. Let him be a gentleman. Let him try to show you some things, you know. And I'm just like, no, I'm good. So little guy finally steps in and he's just like, man, just let me walk you to the car, bro. That's all I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to ask for nothing from you. I'm just trying to walk you to your car. I can't walk you to your car. It's dark and stuff. I can't make sure you get to your car safely. And the whole time, by the time I done told him no for the millionth time, we already halfway to my car. So I'm just like, whatever. So first of all, I don't really like how close he's walking to me as I'm getting to my driver's side. So I open up my door and I kind of like squeeze myself in because I don't want to give, because I'm tiny enough. I don't know if I look tiny on the camera. I really don't know what y'all perception of me is on the camera, but I'm tiny enough to where I just kind of squeeze. I just kind of squoze into my car door, and he puts his hand on my car door and he was just like, listen, look, y'all. This actually ticked me off. It pissed me off more than it scared me because it was the entitlement. So he put his hand on my car door and he was just like, look, so what you gonna do is you gonna give me your Instagram. I'm gonna DM you and you gonna DM me back. It's simple as that. I was like, he's telling me? So you're just gonna tell me what I'm gonna do? I didn't like that. I did not like that, like, at all. Like, that made me angry more than anything. And I want to say no so bad, but like I said, it had to be nobody but God that fixed my mouth to say yeah. Because let me tell you something, I am very headstrong when it comes to men pushing themselves on women, and I don't need anybody in my comment section saying, oh, you're another feminist and stuff like that and that ain't it at all. I just that type of stuff is dangerous. That is how women go missing and things of that nature. That is very, very dangerous. I do not appreciate men who do not respect the boundaries that you're trying to put up for yourself. And like I said, even if he didn't even buy my ring, how you know I didn't have kids to get back home to? I don't have no kids. I wasn't dating anybody. I ain't even dating nobody right now. But it's the fact of the matter, you know. And I can't really think about, I don't know, I just can't imagine for women who genuinely do have a family back at home and you're getting harassed, you're getting followed, you know, your kids, I don't know, they may not see you again just because a man can't take no. But anyway, so I go ahead and I give him my IG information, and he closed the door. He's like, good, see, that wasn't that hard. And then closed the door. He's gone. Mind you, this night I also did not go straight home, and this is another thing that had pissed me off too, because I'm like, I'm so tired, I want to go home, but I did not go straight home. I drove a little bit just in case they were following me. Now, I would have been able to tell if that big red truck was following me, but I just wanted to be sure. What if they were trailing off some way in the back? I just didn't know. You know, and you need your home to be your safe space. So I was like, that's what I need. I can't risk them knowing where, you know, I live or anything like that. So I drove around for a minute, tired, exhausted. I really felt like I said, all my boundaries had been crossed. So I follow him. He follows me back. Yeah. He never sent me a DM. Now, here's the thing. That's how I knew that was all about ego too. Bullet point one. That was the ego thing, because he never even DM'd me. Talking about I'm gonna DM you, you gonna DM me back, and that's how we gonna do this. He wanted so much control. His ego was pressed from the time I told him no. Especially, probably when he said that he could give me money and he could provide for me or whatever the case may be, take me from my job, and I still said no. His ego was pressed. Now, like I said, ain't no way, regardless of what the big dude said, okay? Irregardless of what the big dude was trying to tell me about his little homeboy being a good dude and stuff, no. If your ego is broken because a woman who was potentially already taken is saying no, I don't need you to take me off my job, you are not a decent man. Like, you're not a good man. You are just looking for random women to try to control. I don't know, just a little bit of everything. You're already giving me toxic. The flag was as red as the clothes they had on in the truck they pulled off in. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, never even DM'd me. However, this is how I realized that dude was a bummy McBummatron. Okay, bummy McBummatron. So, probably some days go by, and I'm scrolling through the gram as I do, and then I see a post of him, and he was standing in dang. And you know what's crazy, y'all, is even at that point in time, I was like, this would make a great Instagram story, so I need proof. But I don't know, I can't really find that man's page. It wasn't that day that I was just like, this will make an Instagram story, not Instagram story, a great YouTube story time, and I needed proof. It was probably like literally like a couple of months later, and by the time I went back and tried to find his page and find the video that kind of proved to me that he was a bum, I couldn't find the post anymore. But I'm gonna get to that. So yeah, so I'm like scrolling, I see his picture pop up, and he's just your stereotypical taking pictures with stacks of money and guns lifted up, all in the camera lens, talking about some who gonna check me, real money knows real Negroes. Okay, we're not gonna say the N-I-G-G-A word on this channel, okay, but you know, just like little posts and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, so he's just one of these wannabe, overly toxic, masculine hood guys. I sound like the socialists on The Outsiders. If y'all ever read that book or watched the movie The Outsiders, you know, you got the greasers and you got the socialists. And the socialists used to call the greasers the hoods. Oh my gosh, you're one of the hoods. This guy was one of the hoods, all right? He was one of the hoods. So I end up clicking on his page, and he had a video where he was literally driving in his car, and in his passenger seat he had like a laundry basket full of clothes, and he was laughing in the camera. He was like, ha 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 ha. He was like, F these hoes, F these hoes. So she thinks she thinks she can put me out. So she thinks she can kick me out, man. F these hoes. I didn't need her anyway. Ha 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 ha. And his caption was just like, it was something like, shout out to all the dudes who girl thinking she can put you out, or shout out to all the dudes who got put out, or whatever the case may be. These hoes be tripping, something like that. And he had a bunch of laughing emojis and stuff like that. And it's so crazy to me how he was acting like the joke was on her, but baby, the real joke is on you. The real joke was on you. Like, you don't even have a place to stay. You don't even have your own place to stay. So then he's in the comment section, and what was weird enough to me, what was crazy enough to me, was that he even had his homeboys, I guess, other dudes in the comment section saying, LOL, ha, these hoes think they own or something. These hoes think they doing something by trying to kick you out. Stay strong, king, la 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 la. And he in the comment section saying, yeah, man, I'm good. That hoe was for the streets anyway. She was from the streets. And I'm just like, baby, you probably got kicked out because you were the one for the streets. You were for the highway, the interstate, and everything in between, the median, the bridge, the prairie land. You was for it all. Like, what are you talking about? And so that's when I realized, I instantly got like really, really disgusted and really, really, really heated, simply because I realized that him and his overly emotional big homeboy were being aggressive because they were trying to find his next victim. This man was talking over here talking about some, he can give me money, la 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 la, just give him some time. This man was literally just trying to probably date me and then try to slowly move in with me, simply because whoever he was with at the time, she probably had been on his case about him cheating, probably had been trying to kick him out, this, that, and the third. And him and his homeboy was his realtor, I guess. His homeboy was his bum realtor. And he's just trying to find his homeboy a place to stay, a nice place to stay, okay? Okay, Dusty Homes and Gardens for HGTV, okay? Do you like it, love it, or list it? Find you a girl that you can move in with. That's what that was. That's what that was. And I was so upset. And I was so upset because it's not just one guy coming up to me and then harassing me to try to convince me to let him into my life so he can eventually come in and bum off of me. It was the fact that his homeboy was even trying to help. Like, why you telling me you ain't gonna step back and say, dog, you wrong, maybe, stop trying to live with these women, because if you stop living with these women, you'll take that control away from them. You won't have to be worried about your girl kicking you out. If you want to cheat and sleep around in your own place that you're paying for, big boy. Like, that's what you should do, instead of getting mad because women won't give you the time of day so that you can eventually move in with them, live with them while you cheat on them. Like, that's all he wanted to do. That got to be all he wanted to do. And the other issue that I have here is that it's not so much, okay, life is hard, you need somebody to kind of go in with you 50-50 on the bills and stuff like that. That's not the issue. If that's the case, then that's fine. Be honest about it and get you a roommate, get you another male roommate. Like, these type of dudes be having all these homeboys, like, and I'm gonna get to that a little bit later on in the video because I'm gonna give y'all like a quick little sidebar story time about some other stuff that kind of happened that kind of like is similar to this. But like, these dudes always have 50-11 homeboys, and half of them, maybe not all of them, but half of the dudes that be in that little clique be going through the same situation. And it's just like, instead of tricking these women into thinking that they have something and that they have like some type of long-term relationship, because the sinister part of it is that to the women, when a man is moving in with you and y'all got y'all mail coming to the same house, all that, y'all exchanging car keys and stuff like that, his mama, his sisters coming over and you know, chilling in your crib, whatever, you thinking y'all on y'all way to the church house, okay? You think you on your way to hearing some wedding bells, okay? The women be thinking that they are becoming, slowly and surely becoming one, okay? But to him, it's just something quick he doing because he just need help getting by. And my thing is, if that be the case, be a real man and be honest about it, and just live with your homeboys. Like, why don't these dudes ever get together and just go buy like a 4-bedroom house or whatever the case may be, a little townhome, and live with each other? I don't understand it. Then y'all can really do whatever you want to do. Then you can lay up in the house and be like, girl, I don't even know how you tripping. We just talking or whatever the case may be. You know, it ain't that serious. You can't live with a woman and be like, oh, bro, you tripping. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. It is that serious. Y'all are combining y'all whole lives together. Like, that's sinister to me. That is so sinister. And I don't get it. I don't understand. And like I said, it be groups of them. And it's like nobody is saying, hey, you know what? I'm tired of these females. They getting on my nerves. Let's just move in together. Y'all already move in with these women just to spend 80% of your time with your boys playing a game anyway. Might as well just make it a constant 24/7 hour slumber party and just live together. There ain't nothing wrong with it. I have honest questions. I have questions and they need answers. I need answers. Why don't dudes who low-key just be living with women that they go to the barbershop and complain that they don't really like for real. You out here, you trying to talk to other women because you really trying to get other women underneath your belt just in case one fall through, you got another place to stay, right? Why don't y'all just like live with your homeboys? Like, I don't get it. There is nothing wrong with having a male roommate. Nothing wrong with having a male roommate. If you can't afford to live by yourself, there is nothing wrong with it. Like, dudes do it all the time in college, and it don't even have to stop in college. Even if you ain't never been to college, like, there's nothing wrong with having a male roommate. I don't get it. Go live with your male cousins, go live with your brother. But no, your brother and your male cousins be doing the same thing. I don't get it. I need somebody to explain it to me. But anyway, we're gonna move on. And like I said, I went back because I tried to find that post and I couldn't. And what was even more sick and nasty and disgusting is not that it was men laughing. I remember there was like 2 women in the comment section laughing too. And I'm just like, well, whoever those women are, if they ain't family, you need to go on over there to them, see what they talking about, and see if you can live with them. Because apparently they crazy, they nutty. They probably the type that been wanting you to break up with the girl, probably was jealous of the girl, so they'll probably take you. Because I don't think that's funny. Sir, you have a laundry basket full of clothes in your passenger seat. First of all, is that all you own? Man, she probably owned everything else too. So that was just gross, nasty, disgusting to me. And you know, a little side note, a little part 2 story time to kind of go into this story time. So I grew up with a really great dad, you know, provide everything like that. I didn't really know men trying to live and bum off of women was a thing, and really until I got to college. When I was in college, I really I started to get so jaded when it came to guys that would try to talk to me on campus, simply because, and me and the girls that I would hang out with, we had an inside joke where we would be like, do you even go here? Like, if a guy tried to talk to us and we would go back and tell each other, a guy would try to talk to us, and we would be like, girl, does he even go here? Because here was the sick, nasty thing. Most of the guys that I would run into were play college students. So what I mean by that is you would find them in a dining hall, you would find them in a student center, you would find them in the dorm spaces in the living area, but they weren't really students. What they were doing was they were finding girls, specifically freshman girls, to live off of. So like just different types of examples. I actually one time, not even one time, what am I talking about? Well, this is a one-time thing specifically that happened, but one of the things that used to happen commonly was you would have groups of men. And like the story with the 2 dudes, what I didn't really appreciate was it wasn't just one guy, it was another man there helping him to be this bummy. So whenever you would go to the dining hall at my school, there was always a group of guys. It was probably 1 to 3 or I'm not even lying, 5, 6 dudes that would just hang out like in either the downstairs lobby area of the dining hall or the the entrance way upstairs, which the entrance way upstairs wasn't like large enough for people to just like a group of guys to just gather, a group of anybody to gather. It was really just the area where you walk in, swipe in, and go on to back to the dining hall of the caf. It wasn't somewhere where you were supposed to hang out anyway. That's why the seats were all downstairs and stuff. That's where the lounge area was. And me personally, I used to stop going downstairs. Like, I would take the long way around, walk all the way upstairs just so I could avoid the lounge area, because most of the times you would run into guys who would just sit there in the lounge area and they would try to like hit on you, be like, hey, how you doing, and they would slip into, man, you ain't gotta walk past me, I'm just trying to see, you go here, man, you look like a freshman. Bet she a freshman, boy. And so that way they would try to see, you know, where were you, how old were you a freshman or not. And you know, they were really just trying to pick up on, you know, how old you were and if you were in fact a student. And so if you fell for it, and you was just like, yeah, I go here, yeah, I'm a freshman, what you want, boy, stop, they would eventually slip in, man, let me use one of your passes. You got any guest passes left? So really them dudes were just used to like sit around the caf area, the entranceway, and try to bum meals off of the younger girls. And these men, girl, when I tell you, these men, most of the time when you would really sit down and talk to them, they were always, if you were 18, 19, you know, freshman age, a lot of these dudes would be 25, 26. I'm not even joking. They would be like minimum 24. They would be in like their mid 20s, coming to college to bum off of young women who were, you know, had you know, access to the cabs and nice dorms, because our dorms were nice at the school that I went to. I personally lived in a secure dorm where you needed your pass to get into the building. You needed your key to work for the specific hallway that you lived in, plus the key to your room, and the doors automatically locked from the inside. You didn't even have to lock the doors. The doors were extra security doors, which that's another thing too. Having guys just kind of sit outside the dorm rooms and be like, hey, you live here? Man, I done lost my key, I done lost my pass, I lost my student ID, But back to the caf, this one situation that I had, which was so disgusting. So one day I went downstairs. This was the day that I was just like, this is the last time I'm going through the caf from the downstairs lobby on up. I'm just gonna go walk around all the way around the building from now on and just go straight on upstairs to the main lobby. One day I walked in, y'all, and like I said, it's downstairs, upstairs, so so you can take the elevator from the downstairs lobby, or you can take the winding staircase. Tell me why. There was probably like 6 or 7 guys just lining the entire staircase. Like, you was going to have to walk past each and every one of them. When I walked in, I was finna take the staircase. I stopped, and because I like to, you know, I was really crazy about exercising when I was back in college, and so I used to try to make it, you know, my thing to try to walk up the stairs, because I'm like, I'm finna grow up, so let me try to get this little exercise in. And as soon as I walked in, they on some, you know, y'all ever watch Cheers? As soon as that guy walk in, they like, hey, Norm, or whatever his name is. They doing the flirtatious version. As soon as I walk in, they say, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Okay, I see you. Dang, she looking good. Hey, I see you. What the hell? All of them. One of them sits there. First one says, dang, you ain't gonna talk to nobody, you gonna walk past, you go here. Hey, one of them got frustrated and just flat out was just like, you got any swipes left? So I went ahead, baby, I took that elevator, and from that day on, I did not really go through the lobby like that unless I like knew it was empty. But y'all, I ran into so many situations where dudes would just hang outside the caf, hang outside the dorms, hang outside the student center, and just try to see if they could get passes from you. I mean, it was so pathetic. So yeah, that was a story basically of the time that I was followed by a bum. And like I said, I did not realize until I got grown and until I, you know, was really out living on my own, that I noticed how actually common it is for men to try to bum off women. And I really, learned that, my mom used to always tell me that men watch you. They try to watch your moves. They try to figure things out about you to see if they can prey on you. And of course, again, I knew that was true, but because I was raised, with a really good dad, and I didn't really have anything to worry about for the most part, which is a blessing, because I know a lot of people can't really say that. I just didn't believe sugar was sweet. I didn't believe that fat back was greasy. I didn't believe that doo-doo stank. I didn't believe it, and I didn't believe it was that bad. And I would say this: the older I got, the more these dudes really didn't talk to me. And it's weird because it's almost like they could smell when I was a freshman and a sophomore. But as soon as I became a senior, junior, they wouldn't talk to me like that, for real. So yeah, moral of the story is, ladies, be careful, be mindful of your surroundings, for one. If guys are trying to come on a little too hard, make sure that you aren't alone, or try to, I don't know, go in a direction they ain't gonna follow you. And be careful, ladies. Don't think that some of these men won't try to swoon you and try to be nice to you just to try to get stuff out of you. Don't be so easily flattered. But yeah, that's really all I got for this little story time or whatever. I'm gonna go back to Talking Bree to see if I have anything to say, or I might just edit most of it out and just tell y'all bye. So we just gonna see. All right. Oh yeah, and don't mind like all the white stuff that's on my hands and my skin that makes me look like my skin is peeling. It's just product. It's like all the product build up from my hair meeting the product of the shampoo. It's just build up, and like excessive build up. Like I just really need to wash my hair. That's really all that is. So yeah, I ain't crusty, y'all. I ain't crusty.
Okay, y'all, so done detangling and pre-pooing my hair. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my little story time. Like, click and subscribe, hit the little bell button so you guys know when I post and upload things, because I don't have a set schedule. I'm not even going to tease y'all with the set schedule, like, oh, I'll be here on Saturdays. I don't know when I'm gonna be here. We don't know. I don't know. We don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna go.